Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing an IRA Armory deck unboxing video for you, talk about the cards, let you see the cards for the first time in case you're new to the game and you just kind of want to see what this product's all about, talk about its applicability both from a competitive level and just an entry level product, and just kind of have some fun and kind of a discussion with y'all. So if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe at the end of the video. But if not, it's completely fine. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much again. We'll get right into it. So this is the IRA Armory deck. As you can see here in the top left corner, it is labeled for Classic Constructed. So this is not like Blitz breakdown level like some of the other ones have been, although you can do it if you wanted to. This product, really quick before I start opening it, just really fast, this is, in my opinion, the most complete Armory deck in terms of both competitive and like just fun factor that they have made. From a sheer competitive standpoint, it's pretty much on par with KO. I think it's like maybe a slight notch below KO as far as the KO Armory deck was concerned, because Savage Sash and some really other powerful equipment. But in terms of like synergistic pieces and the ability to like just have fun with it, both from competitive and casual, I think this is the best Armory deck they have made. And it's no bias because I'm a Ninja creator. Like, I truly do think that. So as you can see, most of the Armory decks come, or they all come in this style of box. Kind of gives you a little bit background about Ira. Talks about how she saw her childhood destroyed in a single dark night. From those ruins, she walked the path of the ninja with only one destination in mind: vengeance. For anyone that's not aware, you can go on the Fab TCG website and look at some of the lore pieces. Also, you can go to legendarystories.net and look at some of Ira's lore pieces. Basically, like, the whole thing about Ira really quick is that she her family was killed in like this attack. The Akaru clan was like she made the Akaru clan from it, and ended up trying to basically get vengeance for her family, for her brother, and people that she cared about. So it's like a really cool lore piece. Definitely check it out. But we'll go ahead and open this here. I had to wait to get home before I opened it, which is really hard for me because I was super excited about these cards, both from an Ira and a Katsu perspective. I think ninja wise as a whole, this is like a really good piece. So you open it from the bottom. If you want to open it without like messing the box up, you can open it from the bottom. There's a little like pull off strip, and as you can see, the box pretty simple here. These are really bare bones, and I don't mean that necessarily in a negative way. It's just like they just give you the deck, right? There's not like a deck box and like all these like bells and whistles. It's more of just a deck. They even did they include it? We'll see. Last Armory deck with Gravy, they included like a how to play and why you should play the hero and stuff like that. So I hope they ended up doing that for this. If not, though, it is what it is. Their Armory decks have been more bare bones. They definitely are saying like, hey, here's a competitive, semi-competitive, out of the gate deck. I always hate these. I'm going to keep talking about this as I'm going through this. But this definitely gives Ira a new archetype. I have been messing with the new cards a lot on Talishar and OpenQ. I can tell you right now that I don't know if it raises the power of her, so to speak. It gives you a different archetype to play. I think it raises her consistency a hell of a lot. Iris is super, super powerful. Seek Vengeance, Enact, all that stuff. But it kind of lowers her ceiling due to the slight lack of being able to play dual threat. But that's more of a tuned competitive, discussion point that we've kind of already talked about on the show. I swear I'm trying to like do filler while I open this. I'm terrible at opening plastic, so I apologize. And I'm trying not to mess up the cards in the process. But here we go. Open it up. You have the Ira kind of like fun full art, which I actually like these. So they went back to the QR code. They did do the one-page learn to play thing with the Gravy Armory deck. It looks like they have gone back to not doing that, which is fine. But this kind of talks to you. This will take you to the Ira page and like how to get started with her, a small upgrade path suggestions, stuff like that, which is really, really cool. Also has the full art Ira card, which for me personally, if you don't have like a Marvel or like Altar version of her or whatever the case may be, I like using this like on stream games, if you're playing webcam games or something, as like signifying the hero ability, or just like putting it on the chain for some reason. I think that's really cool. Also, it's just a nice little collector piece. We'll put it over here. We then have the rainbow foil. I'll pull these up for you. So I'm pretty sure there is no rainbow foil cards in the 60 card core. It is literally just the equipment and the hero. But the foiling is very subtle, as you can see here, but it's super nice. You got the full art bottom, which is really nice to have. Super cool. We then have the first moneymaker, Iris of the Blossom, coming in rainbow foil here. Really powerful headpiece, improves a lot of her consistency in terms of fixing dead hands, which is one of Ira's biggest issues. We then have Robe of Autumn's Fall also in foil right here, which is really, really nice. We have Okana Scar Wraps, probably the most anticipated card of the Armory deck. Both helps Katsu and Ira very significantly. And then good old Snapdragon Scalers, probably the most consistently good aggro piece of equipment in Flesh and Blood history. And then also Edge of Autumn. Now, Edge of Autumn is not in foil. Of note, it is non-foil, which is interesting. I guess it's just they already have a rainbow foil version of this. You can get a rainbow foil version of this for pretty cheap if you want it. The cold foil is exceedingly stupidly priced. I would not get the cold foil myself. I think it's a little bit ridiculous, but if you want to shell out, you can. But this is the equipment piece, and then we get into the 60 card deck. Again, this is a CC deck, so all the cards should be in 3-ofs, like right off the bat. So we have 3 Enact Vengeance right here. Very, very good card to start with Ira, one of the new cards at Majestic, having a CNC-like effect. Really, really nice. We also have 3 red Seek Vengeance. Again, another new card in this set is basically an Ira, a 0 for 5 go again. That's a 3 blocker that's almost always going to be online on a 2-card hand with Edge of Autumn. Then you have red Flying Kick. Now, this in a tune list is probably one of the cards that is cut. However, it's a very solid card to have just in general. On a 2-card play in a pinch, it's a 2-card 7, but on a 3-card play with like Seek Vengeance, you can pitch a blue, swing your swing an Edge of Autumn, then swing Seek Vengeance for 0 for 5 go again, and then with your 2 floating, play Flying Kick for 7. You have a 3-card 13, which is an insanely good rate in this game. Then we have Red Bittering Thorns, which is an awesome reprint. Previously, this was only in the Tolarian Community College set, so the card was a little bit expensive, but now it's starting to go down because of that. We got Red Soulbead Strike, just a solid filler card. This card will not be in a fully tuned list, but a 0 for 4 on hit go again. You know, when you start talking about attack reactions like Razor Reflex, Legacy of Akaru, things like that, you definitely can make this card pretty threatening, to be honest with you. And it's just a good 0 for 4 Chain Ender. Then you have Torrent of Tempo. Again, this is 1 for 6 off of Ira. And when you start talking about cards like Legacy of Akaru, which is back here, the new +1 attack reaction we got, this card becomes a lot more threatening. If you have this with Legacy of Akaru in a blue, you swing Edge of Autumn for 1, swing Torrent Tempo for 6. If they decide to 2-card block you and they don't have a defense reaction, you can play Legacy of Akaru, giving you a +1 on hit draw, and then draw either play that card out or arsenal it, which is really, really nice. Another piece, if it looks similar to the playmat we have below, we have the Content Creator Scar for a Scarf playmat, always a good one. Scar for a Scar, 0 for 4. If you have less life than your opponent, it gets go again. Really good aggressive piece. And then probably the most unexpected card that was in this list was Give and Take. This is at Majestic. It's a 1 for 3, and it says whenever an action card defends this, you may put an action card with cost less than this card's attack power from a graveyard to the top of your deck. So the reason this is good in Ira is if you play it on Chainlink 2, it comes in for 4. And let's say they block with 2 action cards for whatever reason. You could stick 2 3 power or less attacks back into your deck. And that's really important when you start talking about cards like Whirling Mist Blossom, when you're trying to keep that power card in your deck so that you can activate your headpiece as much as you possibly can, right? Really, really good there. Really unexpected card, but it makes sense why they put it in the list. And add 2 of it's completely fine. We then have 3 Snatch. Again, a nice aggressive piece with us running Razor Reflex and Snapdragon Scalers. Very, very good. This card could even stay in a tune list if you're on the Snaps and Razor plan. We then have good old Flick Flack, always a solid inclusion. 3 Sync Belows, funny enough, as much as this is a common from Welcome to Wraith, it's like $2 a piece on TCG Player right now, which is insane. Then we have 3 red Razor Reflex, and that is all of our reds that we have. So really, really solid. Like I said, next to KO, just the consistency of this deck and the damage output is really, really good. I think it's definitely well worth the money. In terms of like dollar for dollar value, I think this Armory deck is worth the $40. These Enact Vengeances alone, if I had to give an estimate, it depends how relevant Katsu and Ira are in the meta or Ninja general, Combo Ninja in general, whatever the heck it is said. I would guess they'll be around $10 to $15, maybe 15 to 20, maybe 15. I think that's where they'll settle. Maybe 10 to 15. So just these 3 cards alone and maybe the Okana Scar Wraps would pay for the deck itself. Everything else, is kind of is what it is. But as far as monetary value, I think it's definitely worth it. We then have our yellows, which is not many, just Whirling Mist Blossom. The deck pretty much revolves around this. Being able to activate your headpiece when Edge of Autumn hits to discard a useless card that you don't need that turn to then go get a Whirling Mist Blossom. Then you react upon it with cards like Razor Reflex, cards like Legacy of Ikaru, cards even like your Okana Scar Wraps in a pinch if you absolutely need to, although not recommended. You can run that. So very, very good card. We have Vengeance Never Rests. This is honestly my favorite card in that new card in the set or in the Armory deck. It's combo. If Edge of Autumn was the last attack this combat chain, this gets go again. When this hits a hero, banish it. You may play it again this turn. So an Ira on Chainlink 2 after Edge of Autumn. This is coming in a 1-for-4 and threatening to come back and attack again. So it's essentially a 2-resource 7 if they choose to not respect it, which off of a single card is very, very good. You then have Seek Vengeance. Again, this is a 0-for-3 go again in Ira, essentially. Very, very good. Flying Kick Blue, always a good one. Even in a tune list, you could have this in your blue slot. Getting the most value out of it, on a 2 Chainlink play, this is a 2-for-4, which still technically is on rate. And it blocks 3. And if you can get to that third link, then it comes in as a blue 5 power, which is really nice. The other new card is Blue Bittering Thorns. We now have Bittering Thorns in blue, yellow, and red. I have since cut it from my tune list, but I think it's really good, especially if you're running a really aggressive version of the list. Bittering Thorns is always good. Threatening that +1 after gaining the +1 from Ira, you're just kind of stacking that value. Very, very nice. Soul Bead Strike and Torrent of Tempo, nothing crazy here. Those are just good filler pieces for Ninja. You then have 1 Energy Potion, which is such a funny card. I'm not saying it's like a bad card, it's just an interesting card for it. Like, they gave us 2 give and takes, and like, okay, we have 59 cards. What do we put in for our 60th card? Okay, let's just put an Energy Potion. Then maybe that's how that thought process went. Maybe not. But then you have Legacy of Ikaru, which is the other new card. Target Ninja attack, not even attack action, gets +1 when this hits. If Edge of Autumn was the last attack this combat chain, draw a card. It blocks 3, costs 0. Very, very good card. So all in all, as far as new cards in the deck, I will put them over here, like cards that have not been printed before. And as of right now, cards that are specific only to the Ira Armory deck, and you'll find only in the Ira Armory deck. I'm going to bring these up here. Give me 1 second. So that way you have an idea of like new cards, exclusive cards you're getting in this kit. Make sure Red Bittering Thorns is a reprint, so nothing crazy there. Obviously, all of the equipment is new other than Snapdragon Scalers, right? So, but these are the new and exclusive cards that come in this Our Armory deck, which honestly, except for Jarl and Gravy, which were brand new heroes, is the most we've ever had in terms of like reprinting of an old hero. And then all of these equipment pieces are new. So that's what you're getting as far as exclusives in the Ira Armory deck. Very, very solid. I highly suggest it. Anyone's a new player, it's an amazing product to pick up. You can build Ira budget and make her competitive at a budget level. You can. The +1 value just naturally can get you there. You don't have to have CNC, although it does help. You don't have to have Enlightened Strikes. You can run General Ninja and then get like one good play set of sensors, right? Or something like that. Maybe some Ancestral Empowerments and call it a day and be able to run games and win at an Armory level. Very, very much so. So hopefully this was useful. As far as like my thoughts overall on the product, I think it's worth the money. I think if you're trying to, even if you're just an established player with a Ninja, like a decent Ninja card pool, I think it's still worth the money because I think the individual new cards are going to be worth more than the Armory deck itself, especially if you can buy the Armory deck at MSRP. I think like this card's going to only be a couple bucks, but Okana I could see being like $10-15. I could see the Anax being like $10 to $15 a piece, and now you're already, I mean, just the Anax alone, if they're $15 a piece, it's worth more than the Armory deck. So I think it's really, really good, and the Rainbow Foil Hero is really sweet. But yeah. hopefully enjoyed this. If you did, just wanted to kind of do quick, clean, dirty, let you see the cards. Hopefully enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the Armory deck. I'm super excited to play this both in Ira and Katsu. I think it's a good addition to Combo Ninja as a whole. But yeah, if you like this, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. But if not me, there is a creator worksheet down below. Go to another Flesh and Blood creator. Go follow their stuff. Like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.